Brink of War is the newest Angel Studios film. They previously had Young Washington earlier this year. They had Solo Mijo earlier this year. And they're going to have like a good chunk of movies coming out in the back half of the year. And then we'll see what they do in the future. But Angel Studios is a studio that I hadn't seen a bunch of before Young Washington. I had seen like 4 or 5. And then after watching that, I watched a good chunk of them. I haven't seen all of them because there are some of their movies that don't interest me as much, and I don't really want to watch them, at least as of like right now. But it is a studio that most of the movies I've seen are good, and then there's only a couple that I would say aren't the best, but even then, I wouldn't say they have a bad movie. I know a lot of people don't like them, but that's because of a bunch of different reasons. Most of them aren't that they even think the movies are bad. They just hate the studio, and they're like, oh, the movies suck. But I mean, obviously there are people out there who don't like it for some reasons that like are actually like good reasons. Like, okay, I can see your point, but from at least like when I look at reviews for a lot of their movies, a lot of them just seem like, oh, I don't like Angel Studios and I don't like this. It's a pain, blah blah blah, and it's just like, I hate that, but that's just me, I guess. I watched the trailer for this movie when I saw Young Washington. It played in front of it, and I wasn't really sold on it. I was just like, okay, I don't really know if I'm gonna like that movie. I will give it a chance because I want to give as many of Angel Studios movies a chance as I can, but so I went into it wanting to like it, but at the same time just being like, I don't know if I'm going to like it. Ronald Reagan is my favorite president. And Jeff Daniels just did not seem like a good casting at all, especially since he's like as far from, well, probably not as far, but he's far from being like Ronald Reagan in real life as he can be. Like he's pretty far from that. But watching the movie, I thought it was a great movie, and I think that Jeff Daniels as Ronald Reagan was actually a pretty good casting. He's not the best. I think that Dennis Quaid in Reagan from a couple years ago is probably better for me. But I can see why they casted Jeff Daniels in this, because he's in this movie where most of the runtime is Ronald Reagan talking and kind of like having this like almost like talking war with this Russian guy played by Jared Harris. I think that's his last name. I want to check real quick so that I know I'm not messing it up. Yes, Jared Harris. And I thought that the decision to cast Jeff Daniels was actually pretty good because he's got this like calm voice and like just the way his voice sounds that I bought into it, and he sounds more like someone that you could see like getting in a room and like talking with someone, and I like that. Like, and they do give him like some prosthetics and everything where he doesn't look the best, but he looks more like Ronald Reagan than Jeff Daniels like would. But I thought that what really sold me on him in the movie was him being able to just like sit there and talk and you buy into it and everything. I thought Jared Harris was great as his character where he's playing like the leader of Russia and they're trying to end the Cold War. So they're in this room and they're just trying to talk, and those scenes were amazing. The only things that hold this movie back a little bit for me are the scenes that aren't focused on them. And those scenes aren't bad, but it's like when you're watching those two like go back and forth, I really liked it and like I bought into it a lot. And then you get J.K. Simmons in there as Ronald Reagan's like right-hand man. And I think J.K. Simmons is a great actor as well. And I think it was just cool that he was there. And like I liked his character, and obviously it's all based on real life, but it's a movie. Like I liked his character and everything that went on with him. All the other people, like I don't think anyone else was like a standout or like was great, but I think like everyone else like was good. Like they did their roles well. But those three like were the standouts, and it's like they're the main ones, so it's like obviously they would be the standout. But like yeah, those three stood out a lot. Like I thought that Jeff Daniels was great, Jared Harris really played his character well, and then J.K. Simmons was a nice like third party there who came in here and there to kind of like try and help a little bit. And I just liked that. But like I recommend it. It's not the best Angel Studios movies, but it's one of the best for me. I wouldn't say it's better than Young Washington, but it is better than Solo Mijo from earlier this year, and it's better than other Angel Studios movies. And it was a lot better than I thought it would be. Like, I didn't really expect much from this movie. Like, I thought it would be at least a good, fun watch. But, like, I didn't really expect much of anything from this movie. And then when it ended and I walked out of it, I was like, you know what? That's actually a really good movie. It's higher up there on my movies of the year so far. Is right under one that it either will be right under or pass by one or so by the end of the year. So I'll keep that until the end of the year. But like it was a really good movie, and I will just say that I was not expecting that. I was expecting it to be a good movie, like at least like a good movie. Like it's passable, like good it's watchable, but it's not one of my favorites. Because it was an Angel Studios movie, so I was like, I assume just from the premise and like it's an Angel Studios movie and everything, like I'll like it a little bit, but I liked it a lot more than I thought I would, and I would say go watch it. Like give it a chance. I know there probably won't be a lot of people giving it a chance because it's an Angel Studios movie, but like Angel Studios is not that bad. Their movies aren't that bad. Like not all of them are like the greatest thing ever, but like they've made some really good movies, and from their upcoming films they look like they're going to have some really good films coming up. And there's a movie that they're going to be releasing next year that will be in my top 10 most anticipated movies of the year, and I will give my reasons for that in my top 10 most anticipated 2027 movies at the start of 2027. But like, I like the studio. I would like to see them keep growing. Obviously, they're growing, and they're going from a small studio to being more of a bigger studio. They're not going to be, like, I like them, but they're never going to be, like, a big company like Sony, Disney, especially Disney, Warner Brothers, Paramount. But, like, I think that they can become, like, a big company in their own right, and, I hope that they release good chunks of movies each year, because I'll be excited for most of them, and I'll watch. But if you've seen Brink of War, tell me what you thought of this movie. If you have not, I would recommend watching it. And for my next video, I will be reviewing the first episode of Lanterns, and then after that, I will put out my X-Men 97 Season 2 review, and then Marvel's D23, like all the stuff that we learned there. I just thought that I would do Lanterns because that's probably not going to be a long video, and then X-Men 97 because I need to review that, and then all that. But that's that. And then Nimrods is a movie that released the weekend of Rivals of Imzai King, End of Oak Street, Brink of War, and I'll be getting a review out for that one as well, but not yet. But so yeah, next will be the next DC video, so I'll see you for some Green Lantern.